I don't know, have a good day.
Hello everyone, it's story time. I hope you will like it. Let's not waste time and start right away. My fiancé and my best friend are attracted to each other. My fiancé and friend, will call her Ashley, are attracted to each other and subtly flirt with each other, and I'm not too sure where to go from here. They have much more in common in terms of hobbies and interests. It is both are big into gaming, computers, Lego, guitar, personality types, etc. Ashley, who is single, has described my fiancé as having golden retriever energy, and then later said that she's looking for a partner with the same kind of energy and traits that he has. My fiancé has sadly mentioned that he thinks it would be cool to buy a house, a future goal of ours, and her friends, meaning Ashley, come live with us. He's mentioned that he really likes Ashley's personality, and I agree. She is very talkative, bubbly, and fun to be around. We went over to Ashley's a little while ago so fiancé could help her with some DIY home improvement stuff. I noticed that fiancé dressed slightly differently, like wore nicer clothes than usual, but we were getting ready to go over. When we got there, I noticed Ashley was extra bubbly around fiancé. It was then that they discovered their mutual love for the same games, how both of them have a desire to build their own PC, etc. They even finished each other's sentence when making the same joke. Fiancé also kept pointing out little minor safety infractions around Ashley's place in a joking manner, sort of subtly implying that he wanted her to be safe and protected, etc. To which Ashley would just kind of giggle and be like, "Oh, it's fine." Ashley also made a comment about how she's been talking with a guy off Tinder who has flaked on her a few times, and basically said that all Tinder guy had to do was come and help her with what fiancé was helping her to do around her place, and she would have let him smash, so to speak. A few weeks ago, fiancé's friend, myself, and Ashley went to an escape room together. At the end, Ashley accidentally brushed her hand against the front of fiancé's pants, then looked at him, laughed. Fiancé just shook his head and laughed, and we moved on. They didn't know that I saw, but of course I did. All in all, I just noticed lots of subtle flirting going on between them. I didn't let it show, but I was bothered while we were at Ashley's a little while ago, because I didn't want to make things awkward. But on the way home, I was kind of quiet and distant, processing my thoughts and feelings. Fiancé could tell something was up and tried to be extra nice. He did ask me if something was wrong or if I wanted to talk, but I just said no because I felt like if I started talking about it at that time, I'd get too emotional. It just got me thinking about the fact that fiancé proposed to me a little after 1 year together, technically when we were still in their honeymoon phase. We've been together 2.5 years now and have lived together for most of this time. It also got me thinking that maybe by being with me, fiancé is being held back from being with someone who he could be happier and more compatible with. Not saying Ashley specifically, but even someone like her. Fiancé's ex was similar to Ashley in terms of being a huge gamer, very chatty, sociable, and adventurous with lots of friends, etc. For reference, I am definitely more quiet and introverted, don't have a lot of friends or family, and I'm not big into gaming and anime. I'm still working or discovering discovering more hobbies, interests that I'm passionate about. But there are a few things I enjoy, like reading, knitting, crocheting, learning about space and the universe, etc. I have a therapy appointment in a few weeks where I plan on discussing my feelings, but just wanted to get relationship advice take on the matter. Any advice or insight would be appreciated. Update. I have talked to my fiancé who adamantly swore there were no feelings for her and was really blindsided by me bringing this up to him. He repeatedly told me he loved me, didn't feel like he was too hasty in proposing to me, and that his feelings for me have not changed at all. He said there may have been feelings or attraction on her part towards him, but he was completely oblivious to it if there was anything, and this feeling or attraction were absolutely not reciprocated by him. He agreed that we should keep our distance from Ashley and said he was 100% good with not having her in our lives if need be, if it meant keeping his and my relationship on good terms. In terms of having her live with us, he said he was not talking about Ashley exclusively, but also a friend or two of his, but also included Ashley because he considered her a friend of mine. I guess maybe I jumped the gun a bit, assuming he was only talking about Ashley. My mistake. In regards to her brushing against his crotch at the escape room, he did acknowledge that this happened but told me he brushed it off like it was nothing because he figured it was an accident. To be fair, his back was towards me when this happened, and I could only see that Ashley had tried to hold eye contact with him and giggle when it happened. I only saw the backside of him. He shook his head, kind of laughed, and then kept walking. I mentioned that it made me feel like maybe he was settling for less with me in a way because it seemed he and I had less in common than he and Ashley did. He reassured me that things like video games, guitar, music, etc. was just surface level stuff to have in common with a partner. He told me that our common values and goals mean way more to him than whether I can keep up with him in video games or not. We talked for a good long while and I do feel a lot better about the whole thing. My fiancé is just an overall very friendly, positive, outgoing kind of person, so maybe I was looking at his efforts to be nice in a social situation as more than it really was. I do still plan on bringing this all up to my therapist in a few weeks to work on myself so I can bring my best self forward. I have not yet made a solid decision on what to do about her, but a lot of this negative behavior seems to be stemming from her. And I'm going to keep my interactions with her to a very basic and bare minimum, especially until I can discuss all of this with a therapist and get some solid insight on how to deal with it. Second update. As a future update, I will also just add a bit more context to my conflicting feelings towards Ashley. Yes, we did only met 6 months ago, but she has told me a few times already that she is so glad we met and that she is thankful to have me as a friend, and I've reciprocated those feelings every time. She struggles with mental health issues, depression, anxiety, ADHD, neurodivergence. She goes to see a therapist for these issues. When her and I hung out last week, she had told me that she was struggling with suicidal thoughts at times and shared the same with her therapist. Her therapist got her to identify two people in her life that she could call if ever those feelings became stronger, and Ashley identified me as one of the people she felt close enough to talk to about this. So even though we did only met 6 months ago, you can see how we have grown closer in this time. We just made her behavior towards my fiancé very confusing. I struggle to understand why she would potentially risk our friendship or being over the top flirty and inappropriate towards him. And that's all. Well, I'm really glad that she could talk with her fiancé, and I guess they will be closer to each other now. What do you think about this situation? Please don't be silent and write your thoughts in the comments because it's so important to me. And now story time is over. Thank you for your attention. Please subscribe to our channel and have a good one.
I don't know. Have a good day.